Tape is rolling. Is it though? Yep. And it begins in 3, 2, 1.
First they take the dingobop, and they smooth it out with a bunch of schleam. The schleam is then repurposed for later batches. They take the dingobop and push it through the crumbo, where the fleeb is rubbed against it. It's important that the fleeb is rubbed, because the fleeb has all of the fleeb juice. Then a shlomi shows up, and rubs it. They cut the fleeb. There are several hazards in the way. The blemps rub against the drumbles, and the plubis and grumbo are shaved away. That
Every
leaves
10
you with a
minutes.
regular...
Shit. That wasn't supposed to do that yet. Hold on. Let me play the tail end of that. Gosh dang it. Stupid effing thing.
There are several hazards in the way. The blemps rub against the drumbles, and the plubis and grumbo are shaved away. That leaves you with a regular old plum bus.
Every 10 minutes feels pretty good.
The morning stream, the morning stream, the morning stream, the morning stream, the morning stream,
The Morning Stream. Don't worry about him. Worry about me.
morning stream, morning stream.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to TMS. It's Wednesday, March 11th, 2020. I'm Scott Johnson. He's Brian Ibbett. Good morning.
Good morning and happy Wednesday to you. Happy hump day to you.
Yeah, that's... Hey, can I ask a favor of the world? Don't quit sending me emails about stories about dudes in their late 40s who almost die or die from the coronavirus. I keep getting this. It's like they're going, hey,
Oh,
this is-"
really?
Yeah, because their point is, and it's a good point, is that the virus is a lot more serious than people that come up to you and go, oh, it's like a cold. Don't believe them.
It targets the elderly, Scott,
Yeah,
like us.
Yeah, like us. But if they tell you it's just a cold, they're not an expert and they don't know what they're talking about. Like Kim was at a Bunco party yesterday. Yes, they still do those once in a while.
There's Bunco parties?
Yeah,
Oh, that's awesome.
Still a thing. And
Wow.
she had all
I
these
think I
friends.
have Bunco dice or Bunco cards or whatever you play Bunco with. A
Yeah,
cup and
yeah.
a spoon?
Yep. And half of them are overly freaked out about the thing, and the other half are going, oh, it's just a common cold. I'd be happy to get it. So it's like, hey, can we meet in the middle somewhere and look at it realistically and like what it actually is, people? And don't send me any more dire stories about he was a perfectly healthy marathon running 48-year-old and then suddenly was in the ICU for 4 days and then was administered last rites and barely pulled through. Okay, all right, I get it. I get it. We're all in the zone. Just it's a significant thing. E3 is supposed to get canceled today. That's the rumor. They're going to cancel it. No E3 this year. Canceled.
Aw.
Anyway, it's good to be here.
We have no plan. Like, we're obviously keeping an eye on things. But you and I have said, yeah, I mean, it's basically going to be a situation where Vegas says, don't come.
Yeah,
in order
Vegas
for us
would
to-
have to get really drastic. Like if they said, okay, so all we've heard from them is you sent me a link yesterday, and then I saw it in a few other places. But the MGM group closed all of their buffets and all their casinos,
Right.
out of concerns.
Right. I mean,
And-
who wants to potentially get coronavirus from some tapioca pudding that someone's 5-year-old child stuck their fingers into?
Right, exactly.
Right? I mean,
Exactly. We know those. The standards are already low there.
Sure.
But if they came out and said, yeah, don't have, I don't know, don't congregate in crowds, I would go, oh well,
Right.
isn't that everything in Vegas? Like, isn't
Yeah, kind of is. Yeah.
everything a crowd? So, I mean, we're keeping our eye on stuff. We'll see,
Mm-hmm.
but right now it's full speed ahead.
Yeah,
I
totally is.
just need to see what if they would have, the mayor would have to come out or somebody would have to say something big.
Right. Exactly. And say,
yeah.
maybe don't come to Vegas.
Yeah. And-
if the mayor came out and said that. By the way, I did hear from James and Svet yesterday. We were talking
Yeah.
about some other things, and they said, by the way, right now, fantastic time to come to Vegas because it's relatively empty.
Oh yeah,
Like,
yeah. No, the one thing you have heard from the mayor is she's all sad and complaining that the virus has stopped all the flights and nobody's coming there. So we should have the place to our freaking selves. Sounds like.
which should be awesome.
Yeah. So anyway, we're full speed ahead. Unless something changes, we'll let you guys know. But
Yeah,
as far as we're concerned, we're going.
exactly.
Hey, I heard something yesterday. I need to get this out of my system. So yesterday here at the here at the house. I was on my own. Kim was at the Bunco I just mentioned. She was off to the Bunco.
But, boy, nothing you've ever said has ever raised so many questions in the chat room.
Do they not know what Bunco is? Have they never heard of it?
A lot of people don't know what Bunco is. And I know it's a game, and I know I've even got a Bunco set. I don't know if I've ever opened the box and played Bunco.
Yeah.
And my mom is listening. She's probably saying, "What? I got you that Bunco set." But it's dice, cards, chips.
It's a little like Utah. Utah's okay. You know how in Utah we got pink sauce and no one else knows what that is until they come here.
Yeah.
Bunco is a bit like that. It's a little more broadly known. Like you know it's a game, right? Like people know. Some people know it's a game or whatever. But Bunco it's like an old school parlor game. Basically, you can play with I think it's 10 or 12 people, something like that. You divide these people into groups, usually 4. I think the way it works is you try to score points by just rolling dice. So it's a dice game. Okay. And it's like roll 3 of a kind, roll, like try to get lots of, not like poker hands, but it is kind of like that, like getting poker hands sort of. Now, I've never actually played it, so this is purely based on like somebody told me once or the rules were explained to me a little bit or whatever.
Like kind of like a group Yahtzee.
Right. A little bit, yeah. Kind of. Here we go. I just opened one. Or opened a thing about it. Here's the Wikipedia article. Bunco was originally a confidence game similar to 3-card Monte. Originated in the 19th century England, where it was known as 8 dice cloth.
I love the fact that con, we talk about con. Oh, it's a con game, a con artist. Oh, he's totally a con artist. Yeah. The fact that con stands for confidence.
Yeah, and confidence man.
It's funny with the way that confidence is used. Primarily, what its meaning is these days. We don't think of a confidence man as like, oh, he's such a confidence man. I'm proud to be around him. No, he's a confidence man. That guy.
Yeah, you only ever hear it on like, I don't know, British TV shows or something.
That's right, exactly.
In fact, I just heard it. It's funny you say that because I just heard it yesterday on an episode of Faulty Towers. Basil was being informed that this dude, they called him a confidence trickster. That's what they called him.
Nice.
So the idea is that they make you confident in them, but they're lying the whole time. That's
exactly.
the confidence part.
Right.
Anyway, gains your confidence. Anyway, so they had these in speakeasies. It was a big deal in the Civil War. It was like, and anyway, the renewed popularity is weird because it's mostly groups of women having like parties where they also cut up a bunch of cheese and do weird stuff like that.
Pillow fight in their lingerie, I'm sure, happens at some point. And
I mean, honestly, after Kim got home, I think it's mostly gossiping, from what I can tell.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, I think that's mostly it. She's like gets home and goes.
Yeah, it's like a late night coffee clutch with dice.
Yeah, basically, yeah. So, anyways, his point is, Kim went there last night, and so while she was gone, I was getting stuff done, man. Getting stuff done, catching up on some things. It was great. Watched my recommendal. She was gone till like 11 or something, so it was, I kind of had the whole night to myself. And while I was here, it's me and the dogs. The dogs are asleep because one of them's in here sleeping on this thing next to me, and the other one's upstairs in her kennel because she doesn't go anywhere else with an open door, just laying there. Nobody else is home. No kids, no nothing. And I hear, without my headphones on, I'm not hearing some weird sound with my headphones on. My headphones are off. I don't have anything on at the time. No music, nothing. I hear the word Gorbit, and I hear it outside somewhere in the house. I hear Gorbit like that.
The Gorbit is coming from within the house.
I would spell it Gorbit because that's how it sounded to me. Gorbit.
Sure, Gorbit.
And I swear I heard it, and I got up and I looked around. I opened the door in my office, said hello. Nothing. I went up to the house. Everything's locked. Nobody had come in. No points of entry. There's nobody here. There's only the dogs. The dog with me did not say Gorbit. She was right here, and it was not coming from her.
It was like a belch, like a dog belch. Sometimes they make weird noises when they burp.
But man, it just sounded like a. I mean, if it was, it would have to have been. It would have to have been Boomer, and she would had to have done it from a whole floor and half a house away from me.
Okay. Wow. So it didn't sound like it was close. It sounded like it was being yelled from far away, but within the house.
Yeah, like somebody went like Gorbit, like that.
Okay.
Now, it's possible this window back here, right behind me, that's a window well, and that goes outside. It's possible a neighbor back behind there, maybe even electric car guy, was outside and yelled Gorbit or something akin to that, and that's why it sounded like it. That's probably the explanation, right? Has to be that. Some dude outside said Gorbit. Yeah. Okay. Well, I thought I was going crazy, and it really freaked me out for the rest of the night. I was like, is there a dude? Is there someone here? I don't know your language. Say something so I know you're here.
Like, what word would that sound like that you might have heard? Like, all right, now gun it. Like somebody outside working on a car, or
could have been. Except no cars, as far as
turn it. Yeah. Like Gorbit. Gorbit all to hell.
I don't know. Like I still to the second, I'm honestly not 100% convinced what happened. But since I don't believe in ghosts at all, I don't think it was that. I think it was probably a neighbor yelling. Maybe that's his sex sound. Maybe he yells that at a certain point.
Oh, sure.
In his coitus, in the middle of coitus.
Right, that's his Kelly Clarkson.
Yeah.
Sure.
I don't know. Safe word? Yeah, that's a good one. Maybe. I don't know.
Safe word.
Gorbit. Gorbachev? No. It was like Gorbit. And then, I wish I was recording or something. With all this recording equipment, you think I've had my mic going all the time, but I don't. I don't.
Hammond records 24/7. Like if you talk to Hammond on the phone or Skype or anything, chances are he's probably recording it.
Did he do that when I was at lunch with him? Was he recording that whole thing?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I heard the whole thing.
Man.
Thanks a lot.
Because we
well
talked.
Well done, sir. Thank you.
Hey, I said nothing but positive things about you, but there was a certain someone that he asked me about. And that I kind of unloaded on a little bit, but it wouldn't matter if that person heard it. It wouldn't bother me at all.
I know. I bet I could guess.
You probably know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
It's been a real peach this last year. Been great.
A real peach.
A real peach. A real Gorbit. Anyway.
A real Gorbit. Yeah, we should start. Let's maybe enter that into the vernacular. Like
okay.
Let's
all right.
Let's see. All right. Come on. Ate the hard way. Come on.
Yeah.
Toss. Gorbit.
Gorbit.
I rolled a 7.
When you're in Vegas and you're doing craps or whatever, you need to yell Gorbit when you do something.
Okay, sounds good.
All right. Is that it? Because you always play craps, right? That's your
I
deal?
do always play craps. I'm wondering about my craps experience this year, if I'm at all nervous about it. I mean,
no, it's normal, dude. Here's the thing we gotta grapple with. It is okay to have reasonable concerns and about crowds and people and touching dice that other people are holding.
Right.
Like this thing is legit. We don't have immunity
dice.
for it, so
like
it's legit.
Vegas is this is a place where you're going to be touching things that 1,000 other people have touched in the last hour before you, like the chips that you're holding, the dice that you're rolling, the cards that you're looking at,
right. I mean, part of me is like
the money that you're exchanging.
I've told Kim and Carter, and possibly Nick, he's thinking about going, but I've told them all, I'm like, here's how you're going to do it. We're not going to go to anywhere where we're touching a bunch of stuff all the time. Like, I know there's a meetup at the pinball museum. I ain't using those pinball machines. I'm not going to do that.
Really?
Yeah, it's gross. It's dirty. Dude, they're dirty. Think about how many hands and grubby hands and knob holders have been holding that thing. Think of that for a minute.
All right, Howie Mandel. I mean, I feel like at some point, we're like, we got to just take a pair. I'm going to have a pair of nitrile gloves.
That's a good idea.
A couple pairs.
That's a good idea.
Put those on, play pinball like I'm, Liberace or something.
Liberace. Wait a minute.
I'm trying to think of like a celebrity who would have just worn gloves all the time. Half Michael Jackson, but trying to think of like one that would wear 2 gloves all the time.
I'm trying to picture Liberace playing a pinball machine. Pinball? It's delightful in my head when I'm saying.
Can I get a candelabra on this one?
Yeah, this one really. Lovely. I feel like I've been ripped off here by this one. Is that how he talks? I don't know. It's been a while. My exposure to Liberace growing up was the Muppet Show. Seriously, nothing else.
Yeah, no, I think that was all of our experience to Liberace as kids.
Yeah, we didn't know what that guy was about. We just knew he was suddenly singing with Kermit or whatever.
Did you have parents who watched Lawrence Welk?
No, but I had an uncle who was nonstop Lawrence Welk. He loved it.
Yeah.
I never did that.
I had grandparents that watched Lawrence Welk all the time. So
for me, that was a channel that was only on if the remote was broken and I couldn't get past it.
Really?
Yeah, I would see that for a hot second, like, oh, nope, keep going. We're off to whatever else is on, not that.
And now here are the Williams sisters with their ode to Lemon Tree.
And then it would be like the worst. I mean, why was that even a thing? Honestly, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to a whole generation that liked Lawrence Welk, but what did you like? What was
the music? It was, it's like, it would be like us watching Later with Jules Holland is like why it said that's the only example I can come up with, and it's over in the UK. We don't have something like this in America, do we? Like,
I don't know,
almost like American Bandstand, but with more of a focus on the music that's playing and less on the people who are dancing. Soul Train, American Bandstand. This was a chance to see one band right after another performing the music that they loved.
But it was like papa stuff. It was like lots of accordions and shit like that.
Well, Lawrence Welk played the accordion. I think he had the exclusive on the accordion on the Lawrence Welk show. It couldn't be like, all right, here's Ben Mendelsohn who's bringing in the accordion. Oh no, sorry, I'm the only one who plays accordion on this show. Back to the Williams sisters.
I don't know. I just felt like I was on another planet when that would come on. I just didn't feel part of it.
It'd be like, I swear, it'd be like us watching Austin City Limits is a great example. There you go, Austin City Limits.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Things Happy Headhunter.
Yeah, I can see that.
By the way, next year, Geek Bowl, Austin.
Ooh, it's Austin.
Oh, we talked about that. That's
right.
We
did. Is that Austin that year?
You know what I didn't tell you?
What did you not tell me?
So the 7th round is usually when you play in the pubs or in the bars, whatever.
Yeah.
The 7th round is an audio round. But every time they do the 7th round for Geek Bowl, they do some amazing thing. Like they had a bunch of actors come and act out scenes silently from movies a few years ago, and one of them was Old Boy. That scene where the dude is just battling his way down the hall, like beating the crap out of all these guys coming to attack him.
Right.
This year they had improv actors who put on scenes, but then had earpieces where they were given a line from a movie and they'd have to wedge it into their improv.
Okay.
And so, you'd get something. This is where I got the wiener dog thing for Welcome to the Doghouse that I was really proud of that no one else on my team had gotten. So that, somebody said, blah, 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 wiener dog. I'm like, oh, that's Welcome to the Doghouse.
Yeah. One
of them was an improv scene that took place on an airplane. The captain is showing the new flight attendants around, and he says something like, all right, well, now have a look at our cabin here. Oh, isn't it nice? It's shiny and chrome. And if you can see all the things around, and, if will follow me now to the back, just witness me as I go to the back of the plane. And
I would have had this, that one would have been so easy. Would have been such
yes,
a
exactly.
easy pick.
It was like, okay, well, that one's a lock right there.
That's cool, though. What a great idea.
Queen of the Damned was one of them. So since we just watched that, they mentioned Akasha and Akasha, Queen of the Damned.
That thing was so bad.
It was really bad.
Queen of the Damned, you guys, terrible. All right. Yes. Well, now that we've come to this conclusion, let's have a little fun. We were having fun anyway, but we
were having fun. Yeah.
We'll have Dunaway come on and have some additional fun and give away some prizes, hopefully.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that a lot. You're going to want to call 801-471-0462 if you would like to call in and be a part of what is about to be this. All right. Welcome to Babble Royale, starring the one, the only, Mr. Brian Dunaway. Hello, Brian. Hello, Brian Dunaway. Oh, he's Rings of Ringage.
Okay.
Rings of Ringage. It shows that he's there, but it doesn't mean.
Do we want to take bets on how he's going to answer? Do you think he's going to say, "Why, hello"?
I think he'll say, he's typing. Be right there, he says. Oh, okay, cool.
All right.
I'll bet he says, we had a first caller and they already hung up because they chickened out.
Oh,
that's too bad. All right, we'll leave the lines open. Here's what he'll say. He'll go. Let's see if I can get this, because he usually says, "Oh, hi, Scott and Brian." But let's see if we'll take bets on.
Well, that was my joke. Is that obviously he's going to say, "Oh, hi." I'm just making a joke.
He is, but let's make a bet that it'll be slightly different today. Okay.
Okay.
Here he is.
Right. Hey, hi, Scott and Brian.
Ah, shit. Because you heard us talking, you bastard. You heard us. Just kidding. Hey, it's Brian Dunaway here, all the way from South Carolina. What's going on, man? How are you? Hello.
I'm sorry. Hello. I was trying to I was trying to. Well, I generally listen to you guys as well, so it was kind of one of those moments where it was like, now I'm hearing y'all double, and I'm hearing myself, and oh hi, who's talking right now?
Yeah,
Who knows?
That's all.
Who knows?
Everybody generally listens to us.
Sure.
Right.
No one's really listening.
No one specifically listens to us.
No. It's all general.
They don't listen on purpose. It's like I
Right,
can't turn that up.
Yeah.
Oh, hi, Scott and Brian.
Oh, they did it
Oh,
again.
hi, Brian.
All right, I lose the bet twice. Hey, what's going on, buddy? We're going to play Babble Royale with you and this lucky listener. Hopefully they're lucky. Let's find out who it is. Hi, thanks for holding. Who's this?
Hey, this is Tracy in Seattle.
Well, hello, Tracy in Seattle. Your state seems to be getting hit hard with this stuff. They're up there. You guys all right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah? All
Oh,
right.
no, we're doing fine. Everybody's just in a panic.
Yeah, a little bit of a panic, getting the toilet paper and the whatnot for all those butts that got to wipe. I don't know what they need.
Somehow that's a problem.
Somehow, toilet paper and water. I don't get it. But anyway, it's fantastic
I
having
got the
you on.
coronavirus on my butt.
On your butt. Well, I mean, that could be the next way. That could be the next version, mutation, Brian. Look forward to it.
And I'm sorry, our player's name. I was generally listening to you.
What was your name again?
Tracy.
Tracy. Gosh dang it. I
Tracy.
couldn't remember either. Tracy, that's cool. I like the name Tracy for a dude. There's not enough dudes named Tracy, I think. I think they must need to make a resurgence. Anyway, Tracy, Brian's going to explain to you these rules, what you could win, and how it'll work.
That's right, Scott. I'm going to be giving Scott and Brian a topic. They're going to go back and forth giving me answers that fit that topic. If one of them gives a wrong answer or repeated answer, or they take too long to come up with an answer, the win is going to go to the other player. Tracy, your job is to predict who's going to come out on top based on today's topic. Today, you are playing for the carryover prizes from Monday, which are Project Warlock and Okami HD, and carryover prizes from last week. Lewis had such a great time playing Babble Royale, but he doesn't game. He doesn't do video games. So he's like, oh, go ahead and give away the prize you were going to give away to me. And if you remember, that prize was Dirt Rally 2.0, as well as all the DLC for Dirt Rally 2.0, including the Porsche 911 RGT Rally Spec, Opel Manta, I think I did that last time too, the Opel Manta 400, and the H2 RWD double pack, the double pack of H2 RWDs.
WD.
Did you just say words? Because I didn't understand any of that.
I'm guessing that's the Land Rover H2 rear wheel drive double pack. I don't know.
Probably. They're usually car packs that they do for their DLC.
Hummer. Oh, Hummer, right? A Hummer H2.
Yeah.
Sure, all that,
game,
all of that
Yeah.
is what you get. That's a lot of stuff.
It is a lot of stuff.
But you only get it if you are correct in your prediction of who wins. You need a topic, guys. This one comes to us from Lon Koenig.
Lon Koenig. Oh yeah.
Koenig.
As far as I'm concerned, he's Cheese Curd Man. That's who he is.
He is Cheese Curd Man. He's Shinago. He's a very, very talented cosplay prop maker. I got to run around at BlizzCon a couple of years ago with his rogue daggers.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, he compiled a list of all of the presidential middle names of presidents. There are 28 middle names, 45 presidents, 28 middle names.
Wow. Okay.
And we want to see how many of those middle names you can come up with. And none is not an answer, although only about 15 of the first 20 presidents.
I was going to wonder about that.
Names.
Yeah.
I was like to say, surely not all of them have middle names, but maybe they do.
No,
What if they have
15
like 5 names and like do you like count like 2 of the 3?
I wouldn't count people who have multiple middle names as multiple guesses. So you have to name you have to name their entire middle name.
Okay.
And there's a couple tricky ones in here because some presidents went by their middle name.
Oh,
Instead
that's
of
how my
instead of
boy's
their
name.
real first name.
Yeah. That can happen.
That's how Hammond is not really Hammond, by the way.
Oh, I didn't know that. What's his real name? Can you say?
Cornelius.
It's not really Cornelius.
It is not. It's James. His name is James.
Gosh,
but he
dude,
goes by
I was
Hammond. His
gonna
middle
call
name is
him.
Hammond.
I was gonna call him immediately after this and tease him about the Cornelius name.
If your name was Cornelius, would you use your middle name? No way. I'd be Cornelius.
I don't know, man. Corny. People call you corny and cornhole and corn shoot. I don't know.
Cornholio. All right. Anyway,
Oh yeah.
Tracy.
Cornholio. TP for my long hole. Can't
Yeah.
get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't get it out.
Can't get it anywhere.
Tracy, now that you've heard their confidence level, and I don't mean that in a con man sense,
No.
their confidence level of presidential middle names, who do you want to go first, and who do you think is going to take it all?
Ooh, Scott didn't sound too confident, so I'm going to double down on Brian today.
All right. The
All right,
Brian double down.
Brian to start, Brian to win.
Yeah, you're the double down, Brian. Go for it.
So screwed. You sure you want to do that?
Yeah. I think. Look, you.
What? Hello? Not out here?
No.
Hello?
Listen. Every.
crap.
Oh, did you lose us? What happened to Brian?
Am I here?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Are you here?
We
Can
can hear you.
us?
Can you hear us?
Can you hear us?
Absolutely.
Oh, okay,
Okay.
great.
I can hear you. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear
Yes,
you. We heard you.
We never stopped hearing
Yeah,
you.
we heard you the whole
Then
time.
why did you say? All right, whatever.
I don't know.
Why would you say? Did we lose Brian? Because
What?
you were sounding like you were getting lost.
Yeah, it sounded like you were losing away. You were
Am I
falling.
here now?
Yes.
Am I talking in sentences and you can hear me?
Yes, we can hear
Yes.
you now. Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
We could never not hear you. But I think,
Right.
I think for a
Right.
moment there you couldn't hear us.
Boy, nice stall tactic as you come up with a president's middle name.
That is not a stall tactic. That was just okay. I'm gonna go with one of the more recent presidents because, let's face it,
Because why not? Yeah.
it's gonna get a lot harder, and because we always wondering about those Bushes, so I'm gonna go with George W. And I believe his middle name is Hawker.
Yes.
Am I here?
Yes, you're still here, and I will give you that. George Walker Bush. Correct.
Right? Why would you not give that to me? Is it
Because
was
there's
it,
no reason I would not give that to you because it is accurate.
It
Okay.
is-
I just
Were
didn't
me.
know. I just didn't know if you were going to go one way or the other way with that one.
one way.
What was-
or the other
Oh,
way.
like I was gonna go with senior, is what you're saying?
Right.
Oh,
Yes.
Uh,
The
But
W
that's
is.
it, but
there's
it
only
doesn't
one
matter,
W.
yeah.
Yeah. There's
right.
only one W.
Exactly.
All
All
right.
right.
John Fitzgerald Kennedy.
Fitzgerald.
Is that what the F stands for?
FJFK.
Yeah, what'd you think it
Fitzgerald.
was?
Sure does.
You thought it was Effer? John
I thought it
Effer?
was John Freak.
Yeah.
All right.
Figment of our imagination.
Right, and yeah, right, and so I'm gonna go. I thought you would have went with the senior Bush, which was his name is George Herbert Walker.
Correct.
Bush.
The HW. He was nicknamed Poppy as a kid. President number 41, George
What?
Herbert Walker.
He's
Bush.
always been old.
Yeah.
I
Poppy's
know,
a-
right? Exactly.
yeah,
As a kid. Oh, all right, Poppy.
that's weird.
Whatever, puppy.
What a weird old name for a kid. All right.
Oh, new taxes.
Well, let's do William Jefferson Clinton.
Sure.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah. Billy Bob.
By the way, his Clinton was actually his stepfather's name. His birth name is William Jefferson Blythe III.
Oh,
Blythe.
yeah, I wouldn't have trusted him even more if his last name
Blythe.
was
Too
Blythe.
Blythe.
Too Blythe.
One
All right, here we go. Only because they've always said in my family, do I know anything about this guy? They always said we were descendants of this president. I'm sure everybody has a story where their family has told them, oh, you're the descendant of this family. I'm sure it's probably false. William Henry Harrison.
Oh,
William Henry Harrison. Number 9 on our list of presidents, and yes, William Henry Harrison, absolutely. The Henry. We named the president Henry.
let's do the other William. Let's do William Howard Taft.
Yes,
Ooh,
William Howard Taft. Number 27, the fattest president. At least
He was.
he was.
He was a big fat guy, and he came right after Roosevelt, which
Right, exactly.
I don't know what that has to do with him being fat, but yes, he is fat.
Yes. Too fat. I'm too fat.
I'm too fat. And
Had
now
another
you're
new
going to find
bathtub
out.
built in the White House, I think.
Yeah.
And now I think you're probably going to find out I have exhausted my.
Oh,
No. There's like one or two that they have 3 names, and it's like I'm not positive on any of them. So I'm gonna go with. Is it backwards though? I've heard it.
By the way, just a quick note. I think my wife's setting up a homegrown pot station over here. There's
Nice.
like she's got lamps and some sort of table with
lights
plants on
and,
it. Are you making pot, honey? Is that what's happening? No. Okay, it's her garden. It's pre-growing for her garden. Sure, that's what we'll tell the police when they come.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with... Only other person I really studied a lot about was Garfield, because his last name was Garfield, and I was big into Garfield.
Were you?
But I'm not 100% sure of his name. I know something like it's James A. Garfield, but I can't. James Andrew Garfield. That just doesn't feel.
Andrew Garfield. Andrew Garfield is a,
Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Peter Parker.
I know, and I think that's what's happening in my head. And so I know
that
that
your
can't be
final answer?
right because it can't be right because that's what everybody would be like making fun of. Well, not everybody. Who's gonna make fun about James? How about I hate to lose for you, buddy, but I'm gonna go with James Augustus Garfield. I have no clue.
Oh.
I have no clue.
It is James Abram.
Oh, man.
I wouldn't have guessed that. James.
Yeah.
So
Abram.
why you didn't go with like LBJ?
Yeah.
Or
Oh,
FDR?
let me-
I got
Well-
some good ones. Let me tell you the ones I still
Yeah.
had. in the
Wait,
shooter here.
FDR. Wait a minute. What's the
Franklin Delano Roosevelt. That's him.
Delano.
Close enough. Delano, not Delano.
I thought it was
Delano.
it's
See,
not Delano.
boom. You would have been out. Boom. That's why I didn't use it.
Yeah, okay. But then you got Barack Hussein Obama. That was the
Uh-huh.
thing.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
You got Donald J. Trump.
Yeah, what's the J?
Hold on.
Junior.
Please say Jessica.
Junior.
Jennifer.
Junior. Jackass. No, not Jackass. Hold on.
Oh, it's so easy, Scott says, and then fails everyone he says.
John.
It is John.
John. Okay. Those are. I think I may have been out after that. I don't remember Reagan or
Oh, yeah.
Carter.
I
Scott's
think
like,
you
oh,
probably
it's
would have
so
also
easy.
you would have thought about Nixon.
Richard.
Richard.
Hold on. Don't say it. Richard.
Wait, what's Richard M. Nixon?
Yeah, Richard Milhouse Nixon.
Millhouse, of course.
Nixon. Yeah.
Dang it.
Here are the other ones you could have said: Chester Allen Arthur, Lyndon Baines Johnson, LBJ, Rutherford B. Hayes is Burchard, Calvin Coolidge's middle name is Calvin. He's really a John Calvin Coolidge. Herbert C. Hoover is Herbert Clark. Dwight D. Eisenhower is David. James Earl Carter Jr. Jimmy Carter. Warren Gamaliel Harding. Really?
Wow. All right.
Stephen Grover Cleveland. He went by Grover, obviously.
Oh, I would have got that wrong, too.
James Knox Polk. And then all like George Washington, John Adams, Thomas Jefferson, blah, 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 all the way down. A bunch of them. Theodore Roosevelt. No middle name. John Quincy Adams. Come on. John Quincy Adams.
Oh, jeez. What? If it's all like, it was so easy.
Gerald Rudolph Ford. Harry S. Truman. The S didn't stand for anything. Ulysses S. Grant was Simpson, so you had Simpson and Milhouse in the presidency.
Yeah, I didn't think
Ronald
about that.
Wilson Reagan and Thomas Woodrow Wilson,
Wilson.
who obviously went by Woodrow instead of Thomas.
Dang, dude, that was
Interesting.
hardcore.
That was a lot harder than I thought it'd be because
Yeah.
when you first asked it, I was like, "Yeah, I got this," and I started thinking, "No, I don't," because all I know is those middle initials.
Yeah.
You hear that all the time. You assume you know the name, but
Yeah, you don't
They
always. They don't go by their
Right.
full names often. And the only reason I knew Fitzgerald is just I don't know, I've just heard it so many times.
what was
Right.
Roosevelt's middle name again, Scott?
Delano, not Delanor. I was
Right,
thinking of
Delano.
Eleanor Roosevelt.
I know what you were thinking.
Yeah.
Well, that sucks.
Trio
Tracy,
says, name the president's full name in the West Wing. Isn't it James Andrew Bartlett?
it's
Oh,
President. Oh
I don't know. I don't know his middle name. It is Bartlett,
It
but
is
I don't know his
Bartlett. Yeah,
first
Bartlett's
or middle
right.
name.
no, I used to know this because I've seen that show like 8 times in a row.
Yeah.
Josiah Bartlett, but what's his middle name?
Josiah, right.
Middle name is something. It's this thing. All right, doesn't matter.
Josiah
Tracy
Bartlett.
Fartlett. Hey, Tracy, how do you feel about picking the horse that you picked today? How do you feel about that?
Oh, it's okay.
All right. Well, you did.
I'm
You did your
sorry.
best. And here's the thing: keep your hands washed. Don't panic, and you'll be fine. Don't worry about it.
That's right.
It's all good. All right. Well
boy,
done.
somebody's had it out for me the last couple of ones, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
What do you
I
think,
mean,
me?
Yeah, just picking all the ones I don't know. You didn't know I didn't know the president's middle names. Just
I did not know that you didn't know
Yeah,
the
you didn't know
president's
that.
middle names.
You didn't know.
I mean, you would have if this was
How
just
was I supposed to you
presidents.
didn't watch like a Ken Burns documentary recently?
Right. Right.
If this had just been last names, Dunaway would have ran away with it.
Oh yeah, it would have been hard. Yeah,
Yeah.
but no, the middle names because like I said, confidence level really high when I started. I know Harry S. Truman. I
Yeah.
know the middle name.
That's
I don't
right.
know it.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Oh, here it is: Josiah Edward or Jed Bartlett. But you went by Jed Bartlett. That's what. That's
So middle name was Edward. Okay.
Edward. And they took the
Edward.
J and the E and the E and made Jed out of it.
Right.
Instead
the
of
J and
Ed.
the Ed.
Yeah, the J and the Ed.
Right.
Well done, Dunaway. You've instilled confidence in everyone who calls in now to pick me next time, and then I'll get it wrong just like last time. I'll lose.
And Monday, holy cow, we'll have an even bigger prize package because somebody's going to get all this stuff if they win.
Oh,
Yeah.
we're rolling it up, aren't we? Oh, it's getting big.
Yeah.
We haven't had
I love
one.
it when
We hadn't had a big one in a while.
No, we haven't. I love a good carryover prize package.
Yeah, especially when it's digital mostly, because then it's easier to.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, it doesn't cost us any additional postage to
Yeah.
ship.
This is weirding
Wait,
me
what's-
out. There's a whole new light source in here because she's growing weeds over there, whatever she's growing. It's gonna freak me out in the workday. That's gonna just be
A
sitting
whole
there.
new light source. Don't you dare open your eyes. A shining light I never saw.
Yeah, keep going.
It's going to make me tan.
Uh-huh.
You understand?
Okay.
I'm burning from this whole new light source from you.
See, you got it. Well done. Good job, Oscar. Best
That's
score.
an amazing talent.
Done well.
That is, sir.
Dunaway, do you have any words of wisdom before I let you go?
I found my wallet.
Sweet. Good luck to you. What the frick is he talking about? He must have lost his
I think
wallet.
you took that guy's wallet.
Do you think the Tracy's wallet while he was here?
No, I think you took that guy's wallet.
Yeah.
That's the line from Back to the Future 1 and 3 with the guy
Oh, I don't remember that.
standing over Biff's body after Marty knocks him unconscious. I think you took the guy's wallet. I think you
Oh.
took his wallet.
No, I don't remember. 2 is so vague to me. I barely remember 2. I've seen 1.
Oh, I guess that's right. It's 1 and 2, not 1 and 3. Yeah.
I've seen 1 so many times, but 2 just never saw it. No, I shouldn't say I never saw it. I never saw it more than the one time.
I've got a kitty.
See, I don't know what any of that is. Hey, look at that cat!
Oh, no,
look
I'm
how
holding
cute
a
the
kitty.
kitty!
That's
Look
what
how
I'm
cute
saying.
he is! Oh, she is rather.
Yeah, she.
Have you had a visit
She's
from
been
the other
she's
one?
been so happy
Oh.
since the kids and Remus left. I don't
Yeah.
know why.
Yeah, no, dude. Carter took Deckard with her, and he couldn't be happier now. Doesn't
Yeah.
have dogs around. Like he's the happiest, chillest cat now. Except I guess when he gets hot, he throws up. So no matter what, if it gets warm in the apartment she's in at all, she'll lay out flat on the ground for about 10 minutes, and then she'll roll over, barf, and then lay out flat again. Like she just gets too hot, and I'm like, you probably should
Really?
trim her up, or shave him down or something. See if you can't head that off.
Let him cool off.
Pretty weird. All right, let's do this,
There she
everyone.
goes.
Check this out. It's time for the news, brought to you by.
Remember those funny bonus mashups occasionally played on TMS, lovingly slowed down and stitched together by that guy named Peter Brinkman?
Yeah.
Sounds like a Ghostbuster newscaster, am I right? Well, they've been rebranded to TMS Smoosh Ups. The newest, smushiest mashup craze is now available in podcast form. Visit smushups.com to see the latest bite-sized episodes that will have you questioning the sobriety of not only your TMS hosts Scott and Brian, but also a few surprise guests. That's www.smushups.com for the DIY RSS feed to all the smushy goodness, or subscribe right now on Google Play, Spotify, Stitcher, and soon to be Apple Podcasts. That's SMOOSHUPS.com. Get smushed today.
I'm going there just to quickly. I didn't know about this. Let me go here and see.
This is great.
Okay, here's
Smoosh ups.
here. I'll just play a piece of it here. Not all of it.
I drove a GM chicken back in high school. Had horrible highway mileage. Are we still doing that where we fly over and just dump our poop?
I love it, dude. I love it. That is great.
This would be the easiest thing for somebody to animate too. Really, just draw like a goofy Scott and Brian,
Yeah.
bar in front of us.
Yeah.
Like we're sitting at a bar, a couple drinks in front of us, looking at each other.
It's so good. He's got a bunch on here too. There's a whole ton of
Smush
these.
ups.
Yeah,
SMOOSHUPS. Smoosh ups.
Yeah, like smush ups. There you
Mm-hmm.
go. .com. All right, that's great. Well done, dude. I'm gonna have to go check that out myself more often. All right, now time for the news. Stop shaking hands. Coronavirus kills fourth, spreads to 100 municipalities.
Ooh.
Uh,
More municipalities. This is Netherlands.
where is this? This is, I guess so. NL, right? .nl?
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, that's a depressing story. Why did I put that in here? I'm not doing that one.
Boy, when you click on that to like view more of the article,
Yeah.
it's like for just €1.95, you can browse ad-free without interruption a month, or you can whitelist, but then in really light gray text as a third option to click on. No, journalists should provide news for free.
Yeah, and then it lets you just go on as if nothing had happened.
Right, exactly.
That's pretty good.
Like, I'm just gonna click the thing that makes me sound like the biggest dick. But you know what? I want to read your article right now. I don't want to read. I don't want to pay it. I don't want to whitelist.
Yeah, I've actually had that article for a few days, so it's actually a little old now. Those numbers are higher, and that's depressing. So I'm not going to talk about it. Instead, I'm going to do this. Scientists make cake with butter from bugs instead of cows.
Oh, great.
Yeah,
this will make you forget about all the COVID-19 stuff, right? You like that cake? It's cockroach butter.
Yeah, cockroach butter, baby. Well, here's how this works. Belgian waffles may be about to become more environmentally friendly. Scientists at Ghent University in Belgium. Where'd you go to school? Ghent. They're experimenting with larva fat to replace butter in waffles, cakes, and cookies, saying that the grease from insects is more sustainable than dairy produce. Yeah, but how does it taste? You know?
Yeah.
That's key
At this point, I think I'm okay with the size of my carbon footprint. I'm pretty good about recycling and not creating a lot of waste, and growing my own tomatoes and jalapeno peppers, and I think I don't need to shrink it anymore by eating a cake butter or a bug butter cake.
So if someone said, "Where's the line?" Brian would say, "Right there, where you're putting bug butter."
That's
in
right.
Food.
Here, no further.
No further. Here's what it says: clad in white
The line
aprons,
must be drawn here.
researchers soak solder. What? Nalac?
Soldier fly. Soldier fly.
What's nalac? Is it really you say nalac?
Nalac.
I don't like it.
It's worse than Gint.
They put the larva in a bowl of water. You put it in a blender, and you create a smooth grayish liquid. I'm out. I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
No grayish liquids. Okay.
Grayish.
Yeah.
If there was any word that you could use to make blended bug sound even better, it's grayish.
Grayish liquid. Yeah. That's really hot. It says they put it in this blender, they make it, and then use a kitchen centrifuge to separate out the insect butter. There are several positive things about using insect ingredients, says Dalen Zampa Zosa.
Is there really a kitchen centrifuge? Like, can you go to Bed Bath & Beyond or...
I think so. Yeah, Kim
Williams-Sonoma?
Kim has something that does that. It's
a centrifuge?
Yeah, it's like a high-speed spinning thing that separates.
She has a salad spinner, right? Is what she has.
No, it's different than that. It's super fast, and it separates fats from oils, or you know how you do like reductions. It does something like that with certain reductions or something.
Really?
Yeah. I can't remember what it's called. What the brand is.
I'm looking at one now. It looks like it kind of looks like a blender.
Yeah, kind of a blender. It's
for
just
clarifying. Okay, so this is what she uses for clarifying butter.
There you go, butter clarifier. That's what I was thinking of.
Okay, wow, look at that.
Yeah, you could do science experiments in your own kitchen with your very own.
Is James Bond going through that thing going?
I mean, maybe. Sure. Hey,
you do know the reference, right?
No, I get it. But hey, I got a question about that, actually. I have a question. Sure. The new James Bond, the Bond girl is the girl who was the housekeeper in Knives Out.
Knives Out, Ana de Armas.
And he was the...
She's one of the Bond girls.
Okay, because there's always more than one, right? Like, there's usually a girl that's like super into the villain, and then there's a girl who's sort of a spy or whatever. Anyway... She's one of them, but the fact that, do you think he's going to be making out and like doing it with this girl that was the housekeeper in his Knives Out movie that he was just in? Do you think that's going to happen?
Oh yeah, I didn't even think about the fact that they were both in that, because he played such a different character than James Bond.
Totally.
I now haven't eliminated any suspects.
Any suspects. That movie's so good.
Yes.
I love that movie. I wonder though, how was it in a second viewing? Because now you know everything, right?
Yeah, I bet it'd be even better, because movies like that where you know the twist, you see the beginning. It's like, oh, I see how I could have. There was a little bit of, there were hints dropped all throughout where we could have seen that.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Chat room says they didn't like. Someone in the chat. Adhesive Wombat says, I love that movie, but his accent was awful.
No, sure.
Oh, I don't know.
It was an exaggeration of a
I
Southern.
liked it. It was like a Foghorn Leghorn thing, as old Southern gentleman kind of. That was a fun affectation. I liked it.
If you like that Adhesive Wombat, there's a Saturday Night Live skit that he did this last weekend because he was the guest or the host, and there was a whole thing where they played off him learning the accent or developing that accent for Knives Out.
Really?
Yeah.
Was it good?
It was actually pretty funny.
All
it
right.
was one of those where they did a great job of making it somewhat funny throughout, but then they didn't have a final joke to kind of stick the landing.
Yeah. They usually just like cut to audience clapping or something.
Oh God, no! Never see audience clapping anymore on Saturday Night Live. You used to, like, the last time I remember seeing that was like in the 70s with the Not Ready for Primetime Players. They'd show some like comedy, like some written line over somebody's face in the audience and say something about them.
Oh yeah. No, I don't mean visually. I meant like.
Oh, gotcha.
Just the
Oh,
sound
I
of
see what you're
them.
saying. Right.
Like
Cut to
suddenly
applause and then
and the
the
cameras
Saturday
would
Night
like
Live.
pull out from the set, and all
Right.
you'd hear is applause, and you go to commercial. That's a cheap way out. And they always
Someone at Saturday Night Live really likes their 3D printer because they always have these Saturday Night Live 3D printed signs that they cut to between commercials or
Yep.
cut to ahead of commercials.
They're into them, man. They're into them.
They are. They're into it. By the way, it looks like E3 has been canceled.
Yeah, I saw that. Let's see if we got
Is
the
it official?
E3 news. Breaking news here, everybody. E3 canceled amid coronavirus spread. Let's see. After careful consideration with our member companies regarding the health and safety of everyone in our industry and our fans, our employees, our exhibitors, and our longtime E3 partners, we've made the difficult decision to cancel E3 2020, scheduled for June 9th through the 11th in Los Angeles, California. The news of the show's cancellation was reported by Ars Technica on Tuesday. Prior to the report, video game publisher Devolver Digital tweeted, "Cancel your E3 flights and hotels, y'all." That stoked the already significant suspicion that it was probably going to be canceled, like GDC, South by Southwest, the FA conference, Mobile World Congress. Oh man. You know what? Hey Vegas, I hope you don't. I hope you're good. Be good. All right, be good.
Can they get? It'd be great is if they can get one of those. They're those disinfecting blue ultraviolet lights. You know, that they can put that over the chip tray.
Yeah.
And then every time, just basically have it over there. And then every time you get new chips, they just raise the chip, they raise the tray or the light, grab some chips out of there, hand them to you, close the light back on the tray.
Yeah, exactly. Right. It annoys me. The other thing I'm annoyed about with the E3 thing, and this is purely a personal problem, I love doing that coverage with John and Patrick every year. And
oh yeah, no kidding. That is.
I love
that.
doing
Actually,
that.
is my favorite part of it.
Yeah, it's my favorite part too, and I'm going to miss that this year. But maybe
So I
they'll
wonder
do a
if
bunch of digital.
They'll have to do some sort of streaming announcements then, right? Like Nintendo will have to do. All right, here's the Nintendo Direct streaming E3 announcement.
They're
Here's
going to do
what's-
theirs anyway because that's what they do now. They don't do stage
Yeah,
stuff anyway.
right, that's true.
So they would probably still do something around then. Sony has pulled out. Sony pulled out before any of this happened.
Yeah,
So they were going to not do this anyway, and then Microsoft
they
is
pulled
the
out
one-
prematurely, is what they did.
They pulled out a little early, and it's called the rhythm method. And but in Microsoft's case, they may want to do some kind of digital direct thing that they've never done before because they were going to do a big conference. So
Yeah.
or a keynote, I should say. I don't know. Probably means the EA thing they don't do at E3, but just like across the street from E3 that they do at the same time. That probably won't happen, but maybe they'll do something digitally. I don't know. The whole thing is just freaking weird. Anyway, eat bugs because they have butter in them. All right.
All that to get to eat bugs.
Yeah, all that to get there. All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, Tom Merritt will be here to talk about tech. We'll have Nicole after that for recommendals and more. So stick around. Before that, a music break with Mike with Brian Ibbett.
Okay,
Larry. Mike.
My thanks going out to Wax 9 and Car Park Records for setting me up with this one. Joanna Warren has a brand new album coming out May 1st I love the name of this already. Chaotic Good. Just makes you, where would you get that other than D&D, right?
Sure.
She is from, where is she from? She's currently on a West Coast tour. We'll be touring the UK and Europe this spring. Very, very indie singer, kind of Juliana Hatfield style to this, in my opinion. But I love it. The brand new single is called Part of It. The new album, Chaotic Good, comes out May 1st on Wax 9 Car Park Records. And check her out on tour if you like this. Here's Joanna Warren and Part of It.
My sword is made for killing angels.
That Fed Hawthorne, I want to do him.
The Morning Stream. Get your ass to Mars.
All right. We're back, everyone. That can only mean one thing. Time to get
cheese for everyone.
Yes, cheese for everyone.
Cheese and Bunco.
Cheese and Bunco. Let's get our good buddy Tom in here, and we'll play this to commemorate his joining us.
With the computer, as with any tool, the concept and direction must come from the man.
The man is Tom Merritt. He's here. He's wild.
I'm actually here. You don't need to commemorate.
No.
I once joined you.
Yeah, there's no.
There's something I'm missing.
No, there's no commemoration.
I swear,
yet.
I washed my hands.
Yeah, I hope so, Tom. Jeez, Louise, can you not take instructions?
Not touching my face.
Tom Merritt is here. I guess you probably heard right along with us that E3 got canceled. That's bad news.
Yes. I had to go rewrite. I was writing some headlines for recording right after I do this, actually, and I went from Ars Technica reports sources say to ESA announced E3 will not happen in June 9th through 11th, which I don't like to spread fear, uncertainty.
No, of course not. You're the opposite of that. You're the opposite of that.
Before the ESA announced it, my story had read, by the way, it's worth noting that their creative directors pulled out late last month. Sony wasn't going to be there. EA hasn't been there for a while either. Jeff Keighley pulled out. So it might have made the decision easier. I'm not saying that the decision is not related to COVID-19. Of course it is.
Yeah.
But it's a little farther in advance than some other conferences have made the call.
Yeah. A lot of them are doing a little bit of a wait and see through May to see how things go. Yeah. And I agree with this. I think you're probably right. It's not, I don't think it's too much of a conspiracy to wonder that. Also, like, we had this conversation on the Instance yesterday about whether or not BlizzCon would happen in the face of this. And we were kind of all over the place on predicting it, and obviously we don't have anything to go on, but the thinking is, or one of the theories was, well, if they did do it, or if they did cancel it, and they did it this early, even though the show's usually not till November, it would be an easy out for them on a year where they are kind of all hands on deck making stuff, and there isn't a lot to show or talk about that's new.
Right. Same sort of deal. Like, well, there are advantages to not holding it. We'd like to hold it if we could, but since we have this other disadvantage, that balances the equation, right?
Yeah. Well, all that matters is that you're here to be the reasonable voice in a storm.
I did want to announce that from now on, I will not be doing my TMS appearances in person. I will be doing them remotely over the internet.
No, that's safe. It's a good, safe idea.
Next week, it'll be a video screen of Tom in front of his bookcase.
I'll shoot the monitor.
Right, exactly.
Just to be safe.
I love that idea. That's great. Rub it down with some 66% alcohol hand sanitizer.
Absolutely, yeah, right.
Well,
his guzzling clamato will only take place in a sealed environment.
Well, actually, I know you've talked about this, or it's been talked about and bandied around on the DTNS show a little bit here and there, but do you think all of these closures do mean a chance for some companies to stretch their legs with their digital presentation a little bit this year?
Oh, sure. Yeah. I mean, you verge on minimizing the seriousness of the situation if you're not careful. But there are, I don't want to say there's upsides to the virus,
right?
But companies will be forced into trying things they wouldn't try anyway.
Yeah.
And some of those things will pay off and some of them won't. We talked about that as far as working from home on Daily Tech News Show, but it applies to these kinds of presentations and whether you should have conferences to say that, you're being forced into an experiment that you might not have chosen to do, but you're going to learn something from it. In some cases, you'll learn, oh, working from home is great for these particular jobs. It's not good at all for these other kinds of jobs.
Right.
Whereas HR departments actually have been kind of resistant to letting people work from home. This will force them into kind of seeing where those concerns were valid and where they weren't. And so, yeah, the same thing goes to companies who put on presentations. Many of them will start to realize, well, wait a minute, instead of spending all that money traveling to a conference or flying in press, we get the same bang from our buck if we just stream it online. You know,
Right.
Nintendo learned that a long time ago.
Yeah.
So
that's done well for them.
And others will realize, no, we actually didn't get what we wanted because we didn't have the press there, and there's good reasons to have them, et cetera, et cetera.
Sure. No, that's an interesting take. I think the whole year is going to be a little weird, but it will be, if there's anything to just sort of gain from it, other than precautions are being taken, blah blah, all that stuff is important, but it's also it'll be an interesting test of in my particular interest level, like in video game and the industry itself, like what is it doing around this. And it's already so streamy and so digital that it may just, I don't want it to be the death knell of E3, but E3 was, like you said, was already kind of suffering from this, people pulling out. Nintendo did it years ago. Sony wasn't coming this year or last. Microsoft's like the only real, we're going to do a keynote kind of company that we're at the thing. Activision had pulled out, like everybody and their dog was pulling out, and they were having to reassess who they were and what they are anyway. So I don't know, maybe this will at least force them to experiment in a way that may or may not determine the future of E3 as an entity. So I don't know.
Yeah, it's going in multiple sectors. It's going to put the pressure on things that may be vulnerable and cause them to shake out and not work anymore.
Yeah. Well, we'll see how it goes. I assume there are other ththings bubbling to the top of the tech news today. Anything you're covering you want to mention?
Yeah. No, that's my old show, Scott.
Oh. Oops.
Verizon launched a Yahoo branded cellular service.
Oh, what? Wait a minute.
You hear about that?
No, Yahoo. Why Yahoo? Why is that a brand you want to have as your thing? What's that about?
So Yahoo had an MVNO called Visible, and that was still running. It looks like basically Verizon just decided to take that and brand it Yahoo Mobile, but it's not a bad deal. It runs on the Verizon network, $40 a month, unlimited LTE, limit on your tethering, but you do have tethering, and then you get Yahoo Mail Pro for $40, all of that for $40 a month.
Wow. That's not bad.
I don't really know what the advantage of Yahoo Mail Pro is, but I'm sure there are some.
I mean, is that that's a weird combo. I don't know. Like the Verizon thing makes me go, oh, okay, that's not bad. And it might seem like a decent deal if you're looking for a good phone plan just to do it, even if you don't care at all about Yahoo. But what a weird
the
position.
Verizon Unlimited is $65. So, if there isn't anything else in the Verizon plan that you need, there's some family plan stuff and, those sorts of things. Kind of makes sense to just be like, yeah, I guess I'll get Yahoo Mobile. It's $25 a month cheaper.
So who owns Yahoo now? Just
Verizon.
Yahoo? Verizon does. Oh, that's why.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, so it's a Verizon deal. They're trying to get something out of their Yahoo acquisition. I got it now.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
That makes sense.
And like I said, Yahoo owned or was running Visible, and so Verizon looked at that and said, "Well, why are we calling it something that no one knows what it is? At least people know what Yahoo is. They recognize the name."
Yeah. Although I don't know, less. Like I wonder how many. If I found an average 12 to 15-year-old and said, "Hey, do you know what Yahoo is?" I wonder if they'd know.
Yeah, I bet that's not their target market.
No.
That makes sense, right?
They might know Tumblr, and that's owned by Yahoo, which is owned by Verizon. So I don't know. Anyway, side note, did Tumblr let all the porn back in? Is that a thing they ended up doing? Because didn't they almost die off because they cut all the porn out? Wasn't that a thing?
I don't know, Scott. I have not heard that Tumblr let all the porn back in.
I think. You mean
I'm having to do a search?
You mean you didn't come? You didn't come to the show today with prepared notes about whether they let the porn back in? Come on.
It does not appear that they let all the porn back in, to the best of my ability.
Okay, so no porn on Tumblr, everybody.
I'm sorry to inform you. In all seriousness, it wasn't just the porn. There was a lot of sex positive content that got kicked out at the same time, and a lot of communities suffered because of that, because there really wasn't an obvious place for them to go So yeah, I don't want to make light of that. It's been a serious issue, and I don't know what has happened, what the alternatives have been for some of those communities.
Yeah, I wonder where they would turn for that. Maybe Reddit, I guess, or something, because Reddit doesn't care. They're cool with whatever. Well, anyway, this is all well and good. Today, that is to say, 3:30 Mountain Time, 2:30 Mountain Time. I can't get anything right in my head. I'll be on the Daily Tech News Show, obviously in much better shape than I'm in now. And it'll be great because we're going to talk about all sorts of tech headlines and interesting things going on. Probably that E3 story will be
we have
there.
Amazon's first non-Amazon cashierless stores coming to an airport maybe near you if you're in North America.
Whoa. All right. What does that mean? I can get...
means you can just walk out.
Oh,
that's what it's called. Just walk out technology.
Just walk out.
So this will be the first one. It'll be in Newark Liberty Terminal C. You'll walk into the little SIBO Express Gourmet Market. You'll scan your credit card as you go in.
Yeah.
And then you'll be able to, like in an Amazon Go store, to just walk around, grab stuff, and walk out.
That's pretty cool.
Done.
That's pretty
Don't
cool.
have to go check out.
I wonder if people get used to that very quickly, like the actual shoppers. Like, to me, I'm going to feel weird the first time, right?
I think everybody will. Yeah. Like, did that really work?
Because Kim did this up in Seattle when she went up there with Nick, and they had one of those stores, an early prototype thing.
The Amazon Go store.
Yeah. And she her comment to me was it just felt weird. I felt like I was stealing things.
And they still have security.
Sure.
They still have employees. A lot of people are like, so it'll be easy to fool the system. Linus did it. And it's like, well, yeah, also Linus is super smart.
Right.
Also, people fool the system in existing grocery stores too.
Right.
So that, I don't think you can jump to the conclusion that this is worse somehow, but it does seem to work. It does seem to be able to charge you.
I'm all for it. I feel like it's one of those. In fact, it may have been an actual forecast question on the old show forecast.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
I think you're right.
I think we may have had an idea of like, I just want to walk into a store, have it know I'm there,
Pick up
get my
all my
stuff and leave, and that's basically what this is. So
yeah, it is. It really is.
Once again, forecast, predicting the future. All right, Tom Merritt. Anything else going on you want to tell people about?
Yes, I have a new novel coming out. It's the sequel to Pilot X. It's called Trigger, Trigor, and you can pre-order it right now. It's coming out March 24th, so just less than 2 weeks away. Perfect for when you get out of your self-quarantine. Go check it out. You can find it on Amazon, and you can pre-order it on Audible.
Nice.
And Kevin T. Collins read it again. He read Pilot X as well. It's super good, but it's the sequel to Pilot X. Our favorite time travel returns to save the universe once again.
Very cool. Go check that out. Support it. And today, check us out on the Daily Tech News Show, 2:30 Mountain Time, dailytechnewsshow.com for details. He's Ace Detect on Twitter. Tom Merritt, have a great day. We'll see you soon.
Bye.
Bye now. Oh, there we go. That was a sound I didn't intend to make. All right. I think Nicole is on the menu.
I think Nicole too.
Yeah. I think she is next up and raring to go, as best I am aware. We will bring her in here and talk to her about cool stuff after this. It's Nicole Spagnolo, all the way from Colorado. Hello, Nicole.
Hello.
Hello. How are you? How are you doing?
Not too bad. How are you?
Doing all right. Just keeping it together and making it happen. You sent me
Trying
the
to stay
weirdest
off-
thing. You sent me the weirdest thing the other day. So Nicole sends me this message on Facebook, and you actually sent it a while back, but I missed it. So I went and found it. And I had sent her forever ago. I don't know how old that thing is. Probably 10 something plus years ago.
I think it was like probably 2008.
8 or 9. Yeah, it was a long
something
time
like
ago. I sent her this picture or this video of me. I don't even know what room I was in. None of that looked familiar. And I think I was probably at work. I think that's what it was. It's back when I had a job still in an office. And I jump up in the camera and just make a face.
Yeah.
And I don't know why I did that or what the hell was going
And it
on
showed
there.
up in my memories, and I'm like, I don't remember this at all.
I don't either. I also look like I'm about 15 in that shot. Like, I don't understand what happened there, but thanks for digging that up. It's quite the fossil, it turns out. Here, chat room, I can show
It's kind
you.
of funny, social media letting us know how long we've known each other.
Yeah, it's weird, right? I like that. I like that stuff because
Me too.
It's like our own little historical record of what's going on. So I'm showing the chat right now. It's this weird. Here, Brian, I can send it to Brian too.
It's like a little time capsule.
Yeah, it's like this strange moment that I'll never understand why I did it, but apparently I did.
Do you ever delete anything that comes up in Facebook memories?
I mean,
I do all the time.
I probably do. I'll delete them. I don't think I ever have, actually. I don't think I've deleted them.
There was a period of time early on in Facebook when they were trying to get you to complete a sentence.
Mm-hmm.
So I have all of these. Nicole is waiting to get on a flight.
Oh, right.
Like it's just waiting to get on a flight. I'm like, what? We're getting over a cold.
Yeah.
Like just statements.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is so stupid.
It's a weird. It is. It's dumb. Why did they don't do that now? That's not a thing.
No.
Yeah.
No. That was early on.
I forgot about that. They would they would make you finish a sentence like you said, like I'm waiting for a flight, or it would be I just had a sandwich or whatever, and then they were encouraging you to put a picture of a sandwich up or whatever. Yeah, Facebook and old Facebook stuff was stupid. It was just dumb.
Yeah, it was funny.
I mean, they were trying. They were blazing new trails.
They were trying. I mean, it was a new thing. People didn't really know what to do with it, so they're saying, "Okay, finish this sentence."
Mm-hmm.
Nicole is what?
Yeah. Annoyed with Facebook.
I think I've even had some come up that said, Nicole is tired. Nicole is going to bed. It's just silly.
They were really into that, like every part of your life.
And they don't give you the Nicole is part.
Yeah.
They only give you the part that you filled out.
Right,
So
exactly.
Totally incomplete sentences that are popping up in my memory.
Yeah. It was a dark time. All right, let's do recommendals. This is where we recommend stuff from streaming services that we all use and have, and hopefully find stuff that you at home might enjoy as well. Brian, we always start with you, and I don't see why we should do any different today.
That's right. Brian is feeling first.
Yeah, very first.
Yeah. All right, this is a series, a mini series, and if you can't figure it out from the clip you're going to hear, then you're not paying attention.
All right, here goes. I'm playing it.
Jacksonville FBI had a reputation of being a Sleepy Hollow retirement office.
So I see this note on the desk, McDonald's monopoly fraud with a question mark. And I'm thinking to myself, one, my God, really? And then two is sweet.
If this is true, something's really going wrong. We got a problem. This is big.
The FBI has told us that the entire game may be compromised.
No one knew the truth about the game being played. No one. McDonald's could not believe it. Total shock. My focus was go get the bad guy. I wanted to burn down the criminal enterprise. We're listening in the wire room. All these calls include one person. Uncle Jerry, Uncle Jerry, Uncle Jerry.
The question was, well, who is Uncle Jerry? This could be connected to organized crime.
Man, I want to see this so bad. I've been putting it off, and I just need to see it.
McMillions, right?
That's correct. Yes, McMillions.
Did they ever tell you who Uncle Jerry is?
You learn who Uncle Jerry is. Well, you learn who they think Uncle Jerry is pretty early on. It gets confirmed, and then you find out in the 6th episode how he pulled it off.
Wow.
It's 6 episodes.
I just skipped the 6th episode. That's all I want to know.
I'd say no, because there's so much else going on here. It's so kind of to put it in a nutshell. Okay, the show's McMillions. It's all about the Monopoly. HBO. It's all about the McDonald's Monopoly game that they do every year where you can win prizes. And somebody, this Uncle Jerry, had somehow gotten the winning tickets and given them to people that he knew that had different last names so that he could get half of their winnings and then they could keep the other half for themselves. And it turned into this whole little not Venn diagram, org chart where it's like Uncle Jerry up here and then he gives it to these people, but now they're like giving their tickets to these other people to get half of the winnings, and like this whole thing spreading down.
Wow. And
they interview the people that he gave the tickets to and their experience of having to like go to McDonald's and say, "Ooh, I won. Awesome. How did you get it?" It was on a shake. It was on Surprise!
This is in the 80s, right?
This started in the 80s, and
Yeah, 'cause-
and
Still
I
goes,
played
right?
the
Do they
hell
still
out
do
of
it
this
now?
game.
Do you still play it now?
they still do it now, and they didn't get this thing figured out until the early 2000s or late 90s, and then the trial was in the early 2000s. The trial actually took place right around 9/11.
Wow.
September 10th, 2001 was the first day of the trial, and so we kind of forgot about all the stuff that was going on. But it was quite the scam that he was pulling off. So here's the about the series. It's really good. I think they could have edited it down to 4 episodes. There's a lot of
6. You say is what the run
there's
is?
6 total, and they're
Okay.
about an hour long each.
Okay.
However, you are going to fall in love with the character, and I mean character, of Doug Matthews, who is the FBI agent. You hear a little bit of him there. He is like a used car salesman who accidentally got a job at the FBI.
Okay.
That's funny.
He's great.
I'm so excited about this because it's totally my jam. This kind of documentary. I love this kind of thing.
You would think it was a podcast.
Yeah, similar. In fact, there probably is somebody somewhere has done some podcast series on it because it sounds like that kind
I'm
of
sure
thing.
they have.
Yeah.
And there's even early talk of a Ben Affleck, Matt Damon movie where they do this, where they dramatize this. Of course there is.
Of course there is. Hopefully they'll just produce it and put Matt Damon in it, and Ben Affleck doesn't have to be in it. He can do other stuff. Behind
Come on, we're seeing a little bit of a comeback for
Are we?
Ben Affleck.
Are we?
I'm cheering him on.
This new I'm a drunk football coach movie looks like it could be a good return to form for Ben Affleck.
All right.
We'll see.
I'll give him a shot.
Give him a shot.
Post Batman. Let's see if he can do it. All right.
Right. Exactly. So anyway,
all right.
it's good, and it's worth watching, even though, like I said, they probably could have trimmed it down to 4 episodes instead of 6.
Well, I'm going to dive into this thing
boy.
soon because
So the woman,
there are some nuts in this thing.
There's a woman in that trailer
in
that's
red.
like, we don't talk about that.
Yes, yeah, the lady in red there.
I want to know what you don't want to talk about.
Yeah, you kind of find out what she's talking about, but she because there's also the speculation on who broke the news, like who blew the whistle on this whole thing, because there's obviously had to be somebody that was on the inside that knew about it but was not getting what they wanted out of it.
Yeah.
And you do find out in the last episode also who blew the whistle, but it's great. It is a really, really good 6-hour.
I like documentaries on HBO. They always get me. Like that one with the dude from the rich guy that had people killed, or maybe have killed a bunch of people, his wife, and then he kind of admitted it while he was in the bathroom.
The Jinx.
The Jinx. Man, that thing
that was so good. Yeah, we watched that. I watched that in its entirety on the flight to Tokyo a few years ago, and it was just so good, especially when he leaves his microphone on, he goes to the bathroom. Well, of course I did it. Do it again in a heartbeat.
That was so freaking. I mean, how do you get like you? It's almost like the whole documentary could have been shit, but they got this one bit of audio, and they're like, you know what? We can make something out of this. They can build a whole story around it. It was so good. Anyway, I'll totally watch this.
McMillions on HBO. Watch it. It's worth it. Check it out.
I'm excited. All right, here is my clip. We'll see if you guys can figure it out. It's easy, and it's a movie, and it's old, and I love it, and it's like the 10th time I've seen it. So I'm going to recommend it again. Here it is.
To me, being a gangster was better than being president of the United States. Even before I first wandered into the cab stand for an after-school job, I knew I wanted to be a part of them. It was there that I knew that I belonged. To me, it meant being somebody in a neighborhood that was full of nobodies. They weren't like anybody else. I mean, they did whatever they wanted. They double parked in front of a hydrant and nobody ever gave them a ticket. In the summer, when they played cards all night, nobody ever called the cops.
All right. Easy one.
Here's Johnny 2 times. He says everything 2 times.
I love Johnny 2 times. It's Goodfellas, and it is one of my favorite movies ever made. I love it. Every time I see it, I love it. I think it's great.
Where's it streaming?
On Netflix.
Nice.
If you've never seen it, or you've never seen a gangster movie directed by Scorsese, you probably don't know just how sweary it is. It's very sweary. So if you're worried about that, like probably not one of the ones. This is one of the ones on the list we did for Babble Royale a couple of weeks ago. At least I think it was on that list of top 20, wasn't it? Goodfellas on that list, Brian? I don't remember.
Yeah, it definitely was. It was like 3 or 4.
Okay.
Well, 3 or 4 of the mainstream movies, like F the documentary and Swearing At were up at the top, but then you had Wolf of Wall Street and Goodfellas and Uncut Gems and a few things like that. That was the thing I was hoping you'd watched was Uncut Gems, but it's not.
It's not yet. I'm gonna though. I want to watch that.
It's a rentable streaming, but not on any of the services you're already paying for.
Correct. But I really like it, and I like it to the point that when I see other movies that want to be a good mobster movie, they fail for me because this is so much better than those. Like I watched another one on Netflix called Kill the Irishman. It's nothing to do with a modern Irishman.
Is it just the Irishman, but 1 hour chopped off?
kill this thing before we fall asleep, Irishman.
Right.
No, it's an older, 2011, I guess is now old. A movie with a great cast that was just not. It kind of wanted to be this. It wanted to be a true to life telling of a mobster story. And it just didn't. It just doesn't. Nobody's as good at this as he is. Like freaking Scorsese, this is his space, and nobody can compete, in my opinion, with this space. It's just so good. Anyway, it holds up 100%. It never feels old. It doesn't feel like something that came out in '89 or '90. It feels like something that was just made yesterday. And if you didn't know any better, sure, you can look at Ray Liotta in a penis commercial or whatever he does now. What does he do now? He does like not penis, smoking things or something. Stop smoking or put a patch on or something. I don't know. What's he doing? What's Ray Liotta up to? He has talent. Anyway.
Right. He's former smoker. Ray Liotta.
Yeah.
Actor.
That
former
guy.
smoker.
Former smoker. Yeah. That's the guy. He's really young in this, obviously. And so you're watching an older film, but it's just so crafted so beautifully. The timing of everything is so great. It's just so good. And Joe Pesci is insanely good. He's so good. And you just, he's scary too. He's so freaking scary. Oh, I just love it. And every Italian actor that was anybody is in this. And I didn't know, I'd forgotten after like 10 viewings that Samuel L. Jackson was in this. And he dies real gnarly in it. But Sam Jackson in freaking Goodfellas. Crazy.
Huh.
Yeah.
I'd forgotten that too.
Yeah, he's younger and didn't have too many lines, but it was good. Anyway, if you haven't seen it and you like, mob movies and just like one of the best movies ever made, you may want to see Goodfellas. All right. Nicole, what did you bring?
First, I want to say hi to Cleo because she's in the chat room and I never hardly see her. And she's messing with me on Facebook now.
Oh, nice. Well done, Cleo.
She's making me laugh.
Look, we don't call them damn distracting bunch of freaks for nothing. Okay.
Exactly.
That's what they do. Yeah.
So first, I want to say I finished Watchmen. And I absolutely adored it so much.
So
and now I have to go back to the movie and rewatch the movie because I think I'll have a better appreciation for it.
You probably will. I did. I liked the movie better in the shadow of the show. The show just got me into, because actually a lot of people don't like the movie, but I think the movie's
I
pretty
did not
good.
like the movie. In fact, Patrick and I would butt heads about that on Movielicious, and I'm like, I just didn't like it. And he's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, I just didn't get it.
Yeah.
So now
watching the show makes me dislike the movie even more because I feel like the show did such an amazing job.
They did.
With the material that it's like, movie, okay, yeah.
But I want to go back to the movie and rewatch it, and I feel like I understand the world way more after watching the show than watching the movie.
Yeah.
So I adored it. So there's my plug for Watchmen. If you have HBO.
Secondary minor recommendal.
Yes.
Yeah.
Since I'm on an HBO kick, I was looking at their new movies and I decided to give one a shot. I don't know if it's a recommendal because I really didn't like it.
Oh, well, it sounds like not a recommendal to me then. But
so
let's hear it.
Let's talk about it. I'm gonna give you the clip.
All right. There's nothing wrong with us warning people,
Yeah, I mean there might be some. Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna hit play here. Oh, I caught the name by accident because I did.
Sorry,
but no, it's okay because Brian won't know. Plus, I have thoughts about this. All right.
Yeah.
Here we go.
You told me the story of the war, When the ground shook and the sky burned. Of the ones that survived, who awoke to a different world, where the powerful prey on the weak. But that's not the way it has to be.
No.
It doesn't
When I
have to
found
be.
you, your very human brain was miraculously intact.
Your eyeballs are huge like an anime lady.
Oh, okay. Because you say that, now I know what it is.
What,
Alita coffee filter battle angel.
Yeah, Alita, Battle Angel. I had heard a lot of people say it was not good, and they kind of were like, eh. And I was like, it's sci-fi, it's
Yeah.
futuristic. I love that kind of stuff, so let me give it a shot.
Yeah.
Really?
Would you say
Okay.
was it worse or better than something like oh geez. What's a I can't think of a thing. Like Jupiter Ascending we saw for Film Sack recently.
Mm-hmm.
Better.
See, that's what it looked like to me, like Jupiter Ascending or Valerian in the City of 1,000 Planets or something along those lines is what I'm kind of what I'm expecting.
So I'm trying to figure out why, because I thought about it, because they have the right combination of things to make it a movie that I typically would like.
It's based on an anime that we know.
Yeah.
And I wonder if the anime is beloved. People love that thing, I guess.
I guess.
Or not anime, manga. Maybe
because-
it's a manga before it's I don't know if it's an anime or not.
When there are characters that are consistently one way through a movie, and then all of a sudden they do an about face, and I'm like, why are they doing that? I don't understand the motivation behind that character of why they would do that. That happened a few times in the movie, and I was just like, I don't care about this movie.
Yeah.
It's just like it didn't make sense to me. The reveal of the bad guy of who it was, like, all right, and why did he stop trying to kill her? I don't know. And
do you like Robert Rodriguez movies normally? Do they usually hit the?
Yes,
because I haven't liked anything. I did too. I loved From Dusk Till Dawn. I loved Desperado. Desperado is one of my favorite movies of all time. But it feels like to me after Desperado, after From Dusk Till Dawn, the original, I feel like I haven't liked much of anything
What
he's
else
done.
has he done?
He did that Spy Kids movie series. He did.
My
3 or 4.
my son loves those.
The third mariachi movie is
Kind of like the third one, or
terrible.
the first one. I kind of liked of the Spy Kids.
The third one?
Yeah,
the third one.
The third one.
Not the second one, but the third one.
Yeah. I guess you know what, the first Sin City was pretty cool. The second Sin City, not so much. I don't know. I mean, he's a real mixed bag for me.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Lon makes in the chat, it was an okay turn off the brain movie. And it was. I think I was working and I was in the living room and I'm like, oh, I'll put this on just, really as background noise.
Mm-hmm.
And I was watching it and I'm like, yeah. Okay, I watched it.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't really. And that's why I feel like it was supposed to be like this big block. They set it up for a sequel.
Mm-hmm.
They got all these great actors in it. And yeah.
Does anyone drink whiskey off of someone's foot? Does that happen in this?
No, that doesn't happen.
Oh, well then forget it.
That's a Tarantino
That's the
thing.
Tarantino
That's
part
the Tarantino
of
part of it.
Yeah. That's true. It's my least favorite scene in that movie. Blech.
I would have been upset had I seen it in the theater. It's fine streaming on HBO.
I should just watch it. I put it off because I've heard so many mixed things. I have some people tell me, "Oh, you got to see it. It's so cool. It's amazing. It's a great action movie. If you like Fury Road, you'll love this." And then I'm like, "Whoa, easy there. Easy with the Fury Road comparison. Let's not go too far." And then if other people say, "Hey, this is terrible. You shouldn't see it. It's garbage. They really screwed it up." So I just put it off. But maybe now I'll watch it.
Uncanny Valley thing also kind of probably sets some people off. Like, her eyes are so weird and so big. It's just it's a little off-putting at times.
Yeah,
like,
you could be describing the Princess Diaries right now, but it's okay that you're not. What's her name? I can't think of her name. It has the big eyes.
Anne Hathaway.
Anne Hathaway. You could be describing an Anne Hathaway film.
Already looks like.
No.
I just had to get that dig in there. She's a beautiful woman. I'm teasing. She's not ugly. She just has big eyes. That's all.
Yeah.
That's all.
It's a movie that I wanted to like. It's not that I hate it. It's just not that good.
Is it film sack worthy? Could we film sack it?
Yes, you could
Okay.
totally.
Maybe Brian, maybe you and I save this for film sack.
There's so many.
I think that'd be a good one for film sack. Yeah, it feels like it's made for second.
Well, we'll stick it on the list and move some dumb thing out of the way. We can totally do that. Oh, except it's on HBO, not Netflix or something. Poop.
Oh, right.
I mean, it's a streaming service.
Yeah, but we do.
Yeah, that's one we try to stay away from for film sack, just because
we do the main ones. It's like, in fact, we barely just started letting in Prime. It's usually film sack, or it's usually Netflix, because Netflix is just so ubiquitous.
Okay. Yeah.
Hulu sometimes. You're right. We have done
Interesting.
that. But who knows? We may expand. We may do more.
Yeah, you have a criteria.
Yeah, or at least we have. We may question it, may have to change it, but that's what we've been doing. But anyway, so Alita, Battle Angel, Big Eyes.
It's on HBO.
Yeah, Big Eyes, big surprise. Check it out. HBO.
Or don't.
Or don't.
It's okay. You're not gonna...
Now, here's the best part. If you were like, hey, I don't remember anything you guys talked about, don't worry, because Nicole posts this on her Twitter account. Yeah, that is me.
That's me every time. What did we just do? I can't remember what we just recommended.
Exactly.
What's happening?
I'm gonna remember. I'm gonna remember McMillions though, because I really want to see it, and I'm in a documentary mood right now, like in a big way. So I need to see something that's cool like that. So anyway, follow Nicole on Twitter, Nicole Spag. She will have it all there. She'll put it right there today.
I will.
And I'll retweet it on the TMS account as well. So if you follow one of those two accounts, you won't miss it. And then you too can go consume these products, except maybe Battle Angel, which wasn't that great.
Don't consume that.
No. Nicole Spag.
I thought it would be a good discussion.
Yeah, it is a good discussion.
Yeah,
always. Have a fantastic day and week. And we'll see you later. Something fell while she was on, and I don't know what it was. Did you hear that?
Behind her?
Yeah.
No.
It was some kind of loud noise. I didn't see anything, but I heard it. And I didn't know what to make of it, and I forgot to mention it. All right. Hey, I got an email to read real quick here before we go. And
I'd like to hear it, yes.
Also get to hear about Coverville here in a second.
All right.
Driving at 11, we talked a little bit about people letting kids drive when they're young.
Right. There was a UK story about a family who was tired of their kid playing Grand Theft Auto, so they said, go drive the car.
Yeah. So he went out some parking lot, was driving it around, got in trouble.
Yeah.
Well, this comes from an anonymous submission who says, yo, when I was 11, my mom let me drive our K car from our house down the hill and then up to the main road to the 7-Eleven on the corner to get some 5-cent candies. Dude, what are you, from the 20s? Who is this?
I know, the K car to get some penny candy. Can I get some sarsaparilla with that too, please?
Yeah, this is old-timey. Anyway, I also had my brother in the car, and he was 4 at the time. I remember feeling like a total baller. I also drove by a girl I liked on the way there, and I also remember putting one hand on the top of the steering wheel and smiling at her like, what's up, baby? Yeah, I'm driving, so what? It was amazing. Now I look back and think, what the actual F were you thinking letting me drive a car with a 4-year-old in it while I was 11? Love the show, yo, Anonymous. Well, I'm glad you stayed anonymous for that one, James.
No kidding, because I think they could come find you now.
Yeah.
I love the fact that K car, nice reliant automobile.
Yeah, a very reliant car.
That's right, exactly.
Brian, tell me about Coverville 1300. What's going on?
1300. It's a milestone. Not really. I mean, it's the 1300th episode. Am I doing a big extravaganza? No, but I'm playing off the fact that it is the 1300th episode, and Friday the 13th is coming up this Friday. Normally, I would have waited for 1313, but because Friday the 13th is coming up, I'm doing it on that. So it's songs about luck, as I mentioned earlier on, I guess just for patrons. Songs like You Got Lucky by Tom Petty, Superstition by Stevie Wonder, Lucky Star by Madonna, Lucky Man by Emerson, Lake and Palmer, things like that. So check it out. 1 p.m. Mountain Time, twitch.tv/Coverville. All the luck that you can handle on for Unlucky 1300.
You mentioned my least favorite Madonna song of all time.
Lucky Star?
Yeah.
That's your least favorite? Not Papa Don't Preach?
I'll take any of those others over that. I hate Lucky Star.
I mean, I don't like that one either, but I don't like Lucky Star either, but I don't know. I don't know if it's my least favorite.
Papa
no,
Don't
you know what
Preach
my
is
least favorite is?
annoying. It's in the bottom left, or the bottom
It's her absolute garbage cover of American Pie by Don McLean.
Oh, that is kind of bad.
That is horrendous.
Okay, I'm giving that. You know what? Switching lanes here. That you're right. That's the worst.
But second worst for you is Lucky Star.
Yeah. My favorite is which is a cover too, right?
Ray
The
of Light. Yeah, exactly.
That's a
Ray
cool
of Light,
song.
a cover of another band.
She
The
did
name of
that.
which is
That whole
not
album
known
is
to me.
rad. It's just a cool techno
It is.
thing.
Yeah.
All right. We're done. Patreon.com/TMS is where you support our show. We really appreciate it when you do. We got all kinds of cool art coming out this week. We got a new TMS PM this weekend, which means the only patrons get it. You want a whole extra hour of content, Dan will be here. Very exciting. That's patreon.com/TMS. Everything else is at frogpants.com/TMS. And now we'll play a song. What is it?
It's going out to Marshall Thompson. Marshall says, hey, Stout and Barley Wine, on March 1st, I turned 40. While I normally don't give a rat's ass about my birthday, reaching a new decade is a milestone, so I figured I'd make a request. I've been listening to a lot of Tegan and Sarah lately, and I'd love to hear a cover of Drove Me Wild. Any cover will do. I'll leave it in the capable hands of the cover master. If you can't find a decent cover of Drove Me Wild, any cover of Tegan and Sarah will do. Since March 1st is a Sunday, anytime the first week of March is fine. Also, is it too late for a fish sandwich?
No, it's not. In fact, it's right here.
Hey, it's too early to get a fish sandwich.
Too early, but yes. Well done.
Too early.
Yeah.
Too early. Thanks, signed Marshall Thompson. So, Marshall, I don't have a cover of Drove Me Wild, but I do have a cover of Back in Your Head, and this one's great. This was a single that was released back in 2017 by a band called The Regrets. And they spell it with ETTES, like a girl group from the 60s. I love it.
Nice.
The Regrets. This is from their single, Back in Your Head. Here is The Regrets and Back in Your Head.
This show is part of the Frog Pants Network.
Frog Pants Network.
Get more shows like this at frogpants.com.
What would Jesus do if he were offered illegal cocaine drugs?
Jeez.
That's a really good question. What would he do?
I
Pop
really,
quiz hot shot.
Yeah, I really don't know is the problem. I don't know. What would he do?
What would you do? What would you do?
He'd probably go, nah, I'm good. All right. We're back here. We're back at it here at the title section of the show.